Good morning. My name is Martin Filbert, and I am Provost and Professor of Toxicology in the School of Public Health. I'm delighted to welcome you all this morning. We are gathered to honor the class of 2018. Together, we celebrate their many achievements as they graduate from the University of Michigan. This is Spring Commencement. It marks, we hope, the end of an unusually long winter. Calling this ceremony Spring Commencement is rather a statement of faith, but it is also an indicator of the hope and promise of this wonderful group of graduates. I invite the graduates to join me in recognizing and thanking the parents, family members, friends, and faculty members who have, with love and encouragement, helped students to reach this day. On behalf of the faculty, I salute the class of 2018. They have made many contributions to our campus community. They have challenged us, their teachers, to examine our own ideas in the face of new evidence and different perspectives. We thank them for reminding us that learning is a lifelong endeavor. Now, as is customary, when students become graduates, I want to share some wise words. These are from the poet Carl Sandburg. At a party marking his 85th birthday, he said, "Time is the coin of your life. Spend it. Do not allow others to spend it for you." Sandburg's observation after many years of life experience is that time has an irredeemable quality. Once time, even a moment, has passed, it cannot be reclaimed. It behooves us then to be attentive to how we use or spend our time. Your education here has provided you with abundant opportunities to consider how to use and balance your time. Life on campus is busy and full. On a daily basis, you have chosen amongst courses, student organizations, service projects, performances, and time with friends. As you've chosen what you do, you've weighed responsibilities and made good decisions about balancing them. In doing so, you have come to an understanding that the rewards that come from immersing yourself in a field of study are irredeemable. You've honed your skills in critical analysis, reasoned argument, listening to the perspective of others, and addressing challenges imaginatively and responsibly. This will stand you in good stead as you decide how to spend your time in the work that you choose and the responsibilities you assume as citizens. As you graduate, we send you forward with the inspiring words of the poet Maya Angelou. Lift your eyes upon this day breaking before you. Give birth again to dream. Women, children, men, take it in the palms of your hands. Lift up your hearts. Each new hour holds new chances for new beginnings. The horizon leads forward, offering you space to place new steps of change. We look forward with pride and confidence to the time you will spend and the steps that you will place in the future. Throughout the history of the University of Michigan, the authority to grant degrees has been vested in the University of Michigan Board of Regents. We are pleased to recognize these members of the board who are with us today. Michael J. Beam, Grand Blanc, Mark J. Bernstein, Ann Arbor, Shauna Ryder Diggs, Grosse Pointe, Denise Illich, Bingham Farms, Andrea Fisher-Newman, Ann Arbor, Andrew C. Richner, Grosse Pointe Park, Ron Weiser, Ann Arbor, and Kathy White, Ann Arbor. We are also joined by and pay tribute to former members of our Board of Regents: Paul Brown, Ann Arbor, Neil D. Nielsen, Brighton. And a heartfelt thanks to you, the faculty here today, serving as marshals. In keeping with tradition, we'll begin this morning's ceremony with the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner, followed by the commissioning of the Reserve Officers Training Corps. The national anthem will be sung by the University of Michigan's Men's Glee Club under the direction of Professor Eugene C. Rogers, a faculty member in the School of Music, Theater, and Dance. We are pleased this year to have Lieutenant General John N.T. Shanahan with us to administer the commissioning oath. A graduate of our College of Literature, Science, and the Arts, Lieutenant General Shanahan is currently the Director for Defense Intelligence in the Office of the Undersecretary for Defense for Intelligence at the Pentagon.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good morning, Michigan. 34 years ago, I graduated from Michigan with a degree in chemistry and the brown bars that come with the rank of Second Lieutenant United States Air Force. In the 3.5 decades since, I haven't used that chemistry degree very much. But through a series of consecutive miracles, those brown bars turned into the 3 stars I wear on my shoulder today. Whatever success I had in that intervening period started right here in Ann Arbor, on this campus, in the Air Force ROTC program. But more importantly, whatever success I had rests on the broad shoulders of the thousands of airmen, sailors, soldiers, and Marines who preceded me. To the cadets, the midshipmen, and the Marine options who are about to be commissioned this morning, I salute you, and I offer you my heartiest congratulations. Whether you stay in for 4 years or 34 years, thank you for serving. Make your family proud, make your service proud, make Michigan proud. In just a moment, I will administer the oath of office to these newly commissioned officers. For those of you here who have never heard it before, please listen. It is short, it is simple, it is succinct, yet it is so powerful. It is not about pledging loyalty or fealty to a person, a place, a thing, or an institution, but instead, it is about defending the ideals embodied in the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and the 9 most important words of all: support and defend the Constitution of the United States. When I am done reciting the 81 words of this oath, these men and women will be the newest commissioned officers of the United States Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marine Corps. With that, would the cadets, mids, and options please rise? Stand at attention, raise your right hand, and repeat after me. I state your name. Having been appointed an officer in the United States military.
Having been appointed an officer in the United States military.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I take this obligation freely.
That I take this obligation freely.
Without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
Without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
And that I will well and faithfully.
And that I will well and faithfully.
Discharge the duties.
Discharge the duties.
Of the office upon which I am about to enter.
Of the office upon which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations and go Blue!
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jad El-Harakat. I was born in Beirut, Lebanon, but left when I was 7 years old to be proudly raised in Dearborn, Michigan. I'm a first-generation college student, earning my degree in biopsychology, cognition, and neuroscience in the College of Literature, Science, and the Arts. Established in 1841, LSA is the university's oldest and largest college. It is an honor to be a member of the class of 2018, one of 3,404 LSA grads receiving degrees today. As a high school senior, I first heard this statement: I'm coming for everything they said I couldn't have. The reality is, as an Arab Muslim immigrant and a first-generation college student, I should not be here today. My story is unlikely. Yet I know my story, and each of your stories, contribute to and enrich our campus and help make Michigan, Michigan. During my time on campus, I was a researcher at Michigan Medicine, a member of various advisory boards, developed and facilitated outreach programs, helped advise student organizations such as Pilot and the Arab Student Association, and mentored high school and college students. Similar to each of you, I thrived through each of these opportunities. We faced challenges, made sacrifices, but experienced joy and growth along the way. No one experience or label encompasses all that it means to be a Michigan student. Our football team has a motto: those who stay will be champions. As proud as our team makes me on Saturdays in this big house, my family's story and my time here at the University of Michigan lead me to believe that those who empower others are the real champions. Among those who have empowered me are William and Dolores Brem, who since 2004 have been covering U of M tuition costs for Dearborn's Fortson High School graduates. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Brem, for your generous support. It is critical that we remember those who empowered us And it is now our turn to create opportunities for the next generations to experience the magic that is Michigan. It is now my honor to introduce Dr. Andrew Martin, Dean of the College of Literature, Science, and the Arts. Thank you, and go Blue.
Honored guests, distinguished regents, President Schlissel, my faculty colleagues, and especially the class of 2018. My name is Andrew Martin, and I am proud to be Dean of the College of Literature, Science, and the Arts at the nation's finest public university. Better safe than sorry. You know what? I've never liked that expression. It's condescending, scolding, and prescriptive. It's also blindingly obvious. I mean, what kind of dimwit would prefer sorrow to safety? Better safe than sorry ends rather than begins debate. It's a truism masquerading as folk wisdom, as blunt and as undeniable as the sky is up, water is wet, or the University of Michigan is light years better than the Ohio State University. It's also overly general. A more specific warning, such as, "Don't stick your tongue in a light socket, honey," can open up a lively, informative discussion with any bright 5-year-old about electrical conductivity and plain old common sense. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't have anything against safety. In fact, you could make the case that although a big part of a university education is meant to advance civilization, the part that's meant to preserve those advances is every bit as important. But when we take things too far, when we make a fetish out of security, we get into trouble, and fast. There are innumerable examples. I'll keep it down to just 3. Number 1, heliocentrism. Imagine yourself in early 17th century Italy, peering through your telescope and making observations that suggest the sun doesn't orbit the Earth, but the other way around. It just makes sense if you're Galileo, but not if you're the Pope, who insists that the Bible places the Earth smack in the center of the universe, and to claim otherwise is heresy. So better safe than sorry? Not for Galileo. He published his observations, was declared a heretic, and spent the rest of his life under house arrest. Now, he could have played it safe and kept his mouth shut, but he didn't. And thanks to the risk he took, the scientific truths that he proclaimed still enrich our lives today. Number 2, pacifiers. Something my daughter Pretzel Muncher used to call, for some reason, a binky. In 2013, a Swedish study showed that parents who picked up their babies' dropped pacifiers, sucked off the grit and dust, and popped them back in Junior's mouth ended up with healthier kids than those who scrupulously cleaned or even sterilized the pacifiers first. Exposing the tykes to bacteria, microbes, and other foreign substances apparently helped them build up defense against such diseases as asthma and eczema, which made them, safer. Bottom line, no need to clean the pinkies. Number 3, the First Amendment. Okay, this one's a little trickier than the other two, and we're not going to sort it all out in the couple of minutes I have left, but here's my general take. Like many of my colleagues, I'm increasingly distressed by the way the academic world has been sacrificing free speech on the altar of safety. Not safety from religious persecution or microbes, but from unpleasant and at times horrific ideas. I consider the University of Michigan not just a school, but a home. And one essential function of a home is to protect its occupants. But a home is not a castle or an ivory tower or a fortress. And when I see otherwise good-hearted people going to extremes to protect our home by raising drawbridges instead of lowering them, by building walls rather than opening windows, and by avoiding anything that might make somebody the slightest bit uncomfortable, I see trouble ahead. Not just for the university, but for our country and for our planet. Now, in some ways, I sympathize with this kind of intellectual protectionism. The world outside seems nuttier, even scarier than it has in a long time, right? Full of obnoxious people spouting odious nonsense at the top of their lungs day after day. so you know why invite all of that in. I'm also well aware of how this sounds coming from a middle-aged, straight, property-owning white guy. I'll be the first to admit that over the centuries, my demographic hasn't exactly earned a monopoly on wise proclamations. But regardless of who says it, this principle still stands. If we don't trust our ideas enough to sail them out of the harbor once in a while, they'll remain unformed, untested, and unready for the battles on open waters that are sure to come. And that leaves our society both less safe and eventually more sorry. So let's have a little faith in ourselves. This is the University of Michigan. We didn't earn our reputation as a world-class institution through complacency and retreat. In fact, I'm proudest of our community at the times when, rather than wrapping ourselves in a security blanket behind locked doors and drawn shades, we've welcomed the chance to raise our collective voice loudly and proudly against those who lack honesty, integrity, and decency. This kind of open engagement and advocacy is our sacred obligation. I welcome that obligation and I celebrate it, because what I hope for you, the class of 2018, have learned from our faculty, from our community, and most importantly from one another, is that in the long run, good ideas triumph over bad, integrity beats dishonesty, and those who build community will outlive those who try to destroy it. Thank you all. Congratulations to the class of 2018, and forever, go blue. Now I would like to introduce Robert Ortega, Associate Professor of Social Work in the School of Social Work and Chair of the Faculty Senate.
Thank you, Dean Martin. My name is Robert Ortega, faculty member at the School of Social Work and Chair of the Faculty Senate Assembly and Senate Advisory Committee on University Affairs. As representative of our faculty, it is my pleasure to greet you and congratulate you on achieving this important milestone. As faculty, we try to inspire you to learn and to care. But an important part of learning is action. Our hope is that we have given you the knowledge, skills, and confidence to challenge yourself to learn something new each day and use that knowledge to make a difference. And that brings up the second goal, which is to connect action to caring. You must believe that you really can change the world if you care enough. When I think of Michigan, This wind is crazy up here. If you reflect back on the day you first arrived and then see yourself today, we hope that you're able to see the Michigan difference. Michigan is, as James Earl Jones and Coach John Beeline tells us every day, tells everybody, we are the best university in the world. You have learned much during your brief time here with us, and to teach you has been our honor. We make no promise that your future will hold no challenges, and in fact can assure you it will. Our confidence in you is that you will confront these challenges, use your gifts and challenges and talents, and continue to move forward with patience and courage to think, to act, and to care. Today you celebrate with family and friends. Tomorrow, as Michigan graduates, you continue your mission to make a positive difference. We wish you the best, always. Go Blue.
Good morning, everybody, and happy spring. My name is Nadine Jawad, and I am from Dearborn Heights, Michigan. Today, I am one of 78 undergraduates receiving a BA degree in public policy from the Gerald R. Ford School of Public Policy. When I think of the University of Michigan and the Ford School, I think of the will to overcome challenges. And in that will, I see a very distinct opportunity to affect change in the world. In my time here, I have learned that Wolverines always will themselves on. Gerald R. Ford, a 1935 graduate of the university, exemplified this very strong Wolverine will to overcome challenges throughout his life. He was known for his courage and integrity in very difficult times facing our country. His leadership reminds me of the will to use my voice and my privilege to serve. Remembering President Ford's legacy of public service, and as a public policy student myself, I've become aware that there is nothing more important than my service to those around me. However, in my time here, I have also begun to realize that despite obstacles, maybe even very rigorous obstacles, indeed, anything is possible. That because, not despite, my father is an immigrant from Lebanon, that despite, not because I'm a first-generation college student, with will and persistence, that someone who looks like me can in fact serve as the vice president of the student body or even win a Rhodes Scholarship. Despite the Michigan course loads and daily responsibilities, students find time on this campus to collectively put their minds together to address some of the most pressing social issues of our time. Sorry, the wind. They put their minds together with a willingness and perseverance to address some of the most pressing social issues of our time. However, each day, we, graduates of the university, must remind ourselves that while we sit and discuss and write about the world's suffering in this academic setting, on the outside, a majority of the world continues to suffer. No food, no health care, no great education. This truth can either paralyze us, or it can recharge our will to utilize this Michigan degree to fight for basic human rights in society and for the advancement of humanity. I know that I will take these 4 years of thinking, growing, and serving and use them to make this world better with my degree. I hope you will too. Finally, I'd like to salute my fellow graduates, including the 115 Ford School graduates we honor today. I wish you all a life filled with happiness, will, and most importantly, service. It is now my honor to introduce the 14th president of the University of Michigan, President Mark Schlissel. Forever go blue.
Thanks, Nadine, for the introduction. Class of 2018, congratulations. I join your professors, family members, and friends in expressing my utmost pride as we celebrate your accomplishments as the newest graduates of the University of Michigan. Graduates, you've made it. Commencement signifies an important new beginning for all of you, but our ceremony today also provides an opportunity for reflection. Many of you started in the fall of 2014, just a few weeks after I did. I hope you remember the last 4 years as fondly as I do. Together, we learned that the ugly was actually an amazing source of beautiful knowledge. We learned how to catch the bus to the North Campus, and that the cold wind somehow blows in both directions on Maynard. We celebrated a Final Four, a Frozen Four, and many of you cheered when I called a snow day in 2015. You impressed me with your research and your inventions. inspired me by spending your spring breaks on service projects around our nation and even beyond. Despite more than a few invitations, however, you couldn't convince me to join you at Rick's. Today, as we confer your U of M degrees at commencement, we recognize the amazing talent, hard work, and completion of some of the most rigorous academic programs in the world. Your majors and minors have been designed and taught by faculty members who are some of our society's leading minds. But as impressive as that is, graduating from the University of Michigan means even more than that. Because when you arrived on our campus, you joined a very special academic community. It's a community that fosters learning, achievement, and growth 24/7, whether you're in class or not. Nadine's a fantastic example. She'll be going to Oxford as a Rhodes Scholar, an honor earned on the basis of academic achievements, instincts to lead, and a concern for humanity. Nadine was an intern for Amnesty International, founded a nonprofit to provide books and study spaces to children in communities of need, and studied the biomarkers of head and neck tumors as a research assistant. All of your UM activities are indelible components of your Michigan degree. 82% of our students participate in student organizations. 54% perform community or volunteer service. 29% have international experience. A third of you are entrepreneurs, a 10th earned work-study aid, and 1,400 of you each year participate in our University Research Opportunity Program. You're military veterans and student athletes, Fulbright scholars, and Peace Corps volunteers. You're all Michigan graduates. Kathy Lim is a graduating senior on our women's golf team who accepted a job at J.P. Morgan as a junior. In addition to competing at the highest levels in athletics and majoring in sport management, Kathy went to elementary schools to read to students and visited patients and families at Mott Children's Hospital during her years at the U of M. Your CSG president, Anushka Sarkar, will use her leadership skills and fearlessness she developed here when she joins the global consulting firm Booz Allen Hamilton in Washington, D.C. We're proud of many of the most wonderful qualities of a Michigan education, and many that I just mentioned go beyond your academic transcript. Or as U of M physics professor Tim McKay says, the academic transcript, that infamous permanent record, does not represent your full student experience or accomplishments. The transcript, he notes, was a document specifically designed to fit tidily into an envelope so it would meet the needs of record keeping and correspondence in the 1920s. But today, in a new millennium, we know that graduating from the top public research university in the world means that no single page can capture everything you've accomplished. In fact, Professor McKay is helping us to consider how academic records can better reflect the entire scope of your time here. The full educational experience at a place like Michigan is irreplaceable for your growth and for the betterment of society. Class of 2018, today you graduate into an increasingly global society where the challenges are enormous and there are no simple answers. You also graduate into a more polarized world where outrage seems like the new currency and thoughtful engagement is too often an afterthought. But remember your Michigan experience. You've learned to engage and to solve problems, working alongside people who are different than you. You've formulated arguments and drawn conclusions based on facts and evidence. You've demonstrated your advocacy for innumerable worthy causes and showed dedication to your pursuits both inside and outside the classroom. Zoe Holstrom, a graduating photojournalist for the Michigan Daily, sums up this idea well. From navigating around Ann Arbor to highways across the country, she writes, I made irreplaceable friendships and experienced once-in-a-lifetime events. The Daily has allowed me to pursue my passions and capture the essence of the human condition. I couldn't imagine my time at Michigan without 420 Maynard. This is the beauty of what you've all accomplished to arrive today at commencement. Michigan students have the freedom and the opportunity to pursue their deepest passions, both academically and co-curricularly. I hope that the urge to extend your engagement beyond the curriculum becomes a lifelong habit that takes you beyond the confines of your ultimate job or profession, to become an engaged citizen and a leader within the community and society at large. Live your lives embodying that Michigan difference. 4 years ago, I had the privilege of addressing you at New Student Convocation, my first major student event on the Michigan campus. What I said that day remains true today. I believe we all change the world in ways large and small, and that each of us, through our Michigan experience, finds an opportunity to make an impact. Graduates, I hope you'll remember every part of your Michigan experience. Cherish every moment, push the envelope, and use all that you've learned as you go discover, go achieve, go serve, and go blue.
Good morning. My name is Alexandria Swift, and I am from Southfield, Michigan. And I am delighted to be one of the 1,366 graduates from the Ross School of Business today. As Ross graduates, we join over approximately 50,000 alumni who serve in leadership positions in the government, business, and academic institutions in 103 countries. I am grateful for the many opportunities Michigan has given me to develop my analytical communication and leadership skills, from executive board positions on campus organizations, on and off campus internships, being a diversity peer educator in U of M housing, as well as being a mentee and then a mentor for Preparation Initiative in the Ross School of Business. Today, I will be presenting a poem, a personal reflection on my past 5 years at the University of Michigan, entitled, Me, a Wolverine. Through the triumphs and falls, the late nights and early mornings, naive attempts at work, school, and social life balance, I too became a Wolverine. Between the study parties to the frat parties, new friendships and acquaintances, experiences generating a long-lasting feeling that was sustained far beyond the memory of an exam crammed for, I too became a Wolverine. From those who acted like they knew what they were doing, from those who actually did know, we found ourselves finding each other, fighting for what we desired and who we wanted to be. Starting off as dreamers, developing into academic scholars, and as butterflies, we broke out of our cocoon, transforming into innovators, flying into a future of our own. Michigan has created a set of individuals, strongly intertwined but not easily replicated, connected through a sense of pride, hard work, and perseverance. We, me, you, and I too became a Wolverine. Go blue. It is now my pleasure to turn your attention to the screens for a tribute to 4 honorary degree recipients, all individuals of remarkable achievement, each exemplifies the University's mission to serve the people of Michigan and the world, and to develop leaders and citizens who will challenge the present and enrich the future. Thank you.
As the University of Michigan enters its 3rd century, we continue our tradition of celebrating excellence with our 2018 honorary degrees. Originating from nominations by the community, the regents of the university confer honorary degrees upon those who embody the values and mission of the university, the transformative nature of our education, and the diversity of our community. Recipients serve the greater good of society with distinction and inspire the next generation of graduates. They truly represent the leaders and best. In honor of the class of 2018 and the University of Michigan, we present our newest honorary degree recipients. As a child, Dr. Jean Craig Sinkford did not know any women dentists, but she knew the profession was an option thanks to the encouragement she received from her own dentist. This early mentorship would inspire her studies and career, and she became the first female dean of an American dental school. Dr. Sinkford has helped to break down the financial, social, and educational barriers that have prevented members of minority communities and women from entering dental careers by creating innovative pipeline programs and faculty development. She has also worked to promote social justice, serving on the Tuskegee Syphilis Study Ad Hoc Advisory Panel, which developed policies to protect the rights of human subjects in health research. Dr. Sinkford's pursuit of excellence is revealed through her innovative research on wound healing and on the biocompatibility of implants and human tissue. Her inspiring leadership has enriched the dental profession, leading colleagues to describe Dr. Jean Craig Sinkford as a coalition builder and a giant to dental education. University of Michigan alumna Penny W. Stamps combines her passion for both the arts and education through her transformative support of art and design programs nationwide. After a successful design career and founding her own firm, Penny and her husband Roe formed the Stamps Family Charitable Foundation in 1986. Since that time, they've demonstrated their deep commitment to higher education by supporting projects and scholarships at more than 40 different institutions. At the University of Michigan, Penny has funded the compelling and dynamic Penny W. Stamps Distinguished Speaker Series, several scholarship programs, the Stamps Auditorium, the Stamps Student Commons, and the Stamps Gallery. In 2012, the Stamps Foundation granted the most generous philanthropic gift ever made to the School of Art and Design, which now bears Penny Stamps' name. Penny has also worked tirelessly as a community leader, volunteer, and advisor for a number of causes, including the Michigan Difference and Victors for Michigan campaigns. Support for animal, cultural, environmental, and health-related organizations further exemplify Penny W. Stamps' extraordinary and generous philanthropy. A passion for scientific discovery and an entrepreneurial spirit are the hallmarks of Dr. David Walt's life and work, with a focus on developing and applying micro and nanotechnology to solve urgent biological problems. His research has led to the groundbreaking creation of DNA microwell and bead arrays, single-molecule detection methods, and medical diagnostic methods that have helped to revolutionize the biotech field. In 1998, Dr. Walt co-founded the company Illumina to bring his lab's DNA array and other technologies to the marketplace. As a result, the cost of DNA sequencing and genotyping plummeted nearly 1 million-fold, and Illumina went on to become a multi-billion-dollar company. His visionary research and startup companies have helped to improve genetic screening, enhance crop disease resistance, expand the detection of disease markers in the blood, and identify metabolic profiles that can ensure proper drug dosage. At U of M, Dr. Walt has served on the Life Sciences Institute Scientific Advisory Board and Leadership Council. He and his wife, Michelle May, both U of M alumni, have led major fundraising efforts and created the May Walt Summer Chemistry Scholars Fund to support student research. These contributions are paving the way for the next generation of scientists to change the world for the better. In 1997, defensive back Charles Woodson led the University of Michigan Wolverines to a national football championship. He's been on a winning streak ever since, not just on the gridiron, but also in the fields of business and philanthropy. After his championship year at the University of Michigan, he won the Heisman Trophy, one of 3 Wolverines to win college football's most prestigious award. Charles's success continued through his 18-season NFL career. He won Defensive Rookie of the Year in 1998, Defensive Player of the Year in 2009, a Super Bowl with the Green Bay Packers in 2010, and the Art Rooney Sportsmanship Award for his fair play, integrity in competition, and respect for his opponents in 2015. Long before his retirement from the NFL in 2015, he began focusing on giving back to his alma mater. Since 2008, the Charles Woodson Foundation has been providing scholarships to Michigan students in need. He's also supported Michigan medicine through the construction of C.S. Mott Children's and von Voigtlander's Women's Hospitals and the Charles Woodson Clinical Research Fund, which is helping to tackle some of pediatric medicine's most challenging conditions. In addition to his success in business and broadcasting, Charles Woodson has worked selflessly as a volunteer and fundraiser, ensuring his place among the leaders and best. The University of Michigan salutes our 2018 Spring Commencement honorary degree recipients. We applaud all that they've achieved and honor them as outstanding role models for our 2018 graduates.
We'll now move on to the conferring of honorary degrees. By the authority of the state of Michigan vested in the Board of Regents, will now confer degrees honoris causa, which have been recommended by the faculties and authorized by the regents of the university. Members of the Board of Regents will present the honorary degrees. I'd like to call upon first Regent Andrew Richner.
So I'm a regent, but I'm also a dad. Congratulations, Em. Mr. President, I have the honor to present Jean Craig Sinkford to receive an honorary degree. Dr. Sinkford, you have inspired change in dental education and the profession through your pursuit of excellence, innovations, leadership, and commitment to social justice. In addition to serving as a role model for students, faculty, and women, you are renowned for your community service, research contributions, commitment to high-quality dental care for all, and for expanding the number of young people from diverse backgrounds pursuing and excelling in careers in dentistry. The University of Michigan is pleased to present to you the honorary degree, Doctor of Science.
By the authority of the state of Michigan vested in the Board of Regents and by them delegated to me, I now confer upon you, Jean Craig Sinkford, the degree Doctor of Science, and admit you to all its rights, honors, and privileges. I next call upon Regent Denise Illich.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present Penny W. Stamps to receive an honorary degree. Ms. Stamps, through your contributions as a design professional, community leader, and volunteer, and as a philanthropist, you have championed the role of art and design in developing creative solutions and enriched the lives of Michigan students and faculty and thousands of others in Ann Arbor and nationally. Your vision, generosity, and commitment to the public good inspire all who seek to make the world a better place. The University of Michigan is delighted to welcome you back to campus and present to you the honorary degree, Doctor of Fine Arts.
By the authority of the state of Michigan vested in the Board of Regents and by them delegated to me, I now confer upon you, Penny W. Stamps, the degree Doctor of Fine Arts, and admit you to all its rights, honors, and privileges. Regent Andrea Fisher-Newman.
Mr. President, I'm a regent, but also a mom. Congratulations, David, and the Department of Theater and Drama at the School of Music, Theater, and Dance. Mr. President, I have the honor to present David R. Walt to receive an honorary degree. Dr. Walt, through your passion for discovery and success in commercializing new technologies, you demonstrate the power of science to advance knowledge and improve the human condition. You inspire students and colleagues with your research, entrepreneurship, and commitment to recruit young people into math and science, giving them the opportunity to bring new insights and information to light and contribute to the world's well-being. The University of Michigan is delighted to welcome you back to campus and proud to present to you the honorary degree, Doctor of Science. Congratulations.
By the authority of the state of Michigan vested in the Board of Regents and by them delegated to me, I now confer upon you, David R. Walt, the degree Doctor of Science, and admit you to all its rights, honors, and privileges. Finally, I call upon Regent Michael Beam.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present Charles Woodson to receive an honorary degree. I was going to ask Charles to go over there about the 40-yard line and recreate that interception over in East Lansing, but it's a little cool for that out. Mr. Woodson, you exemplify the winning qualities indelibly linked to U of M's 1997 National Football Championship team. Mind, goal, purpose, and heart, and forever will rank among Michigan's great sports legends. In addition to celebrating your athletic prowess, leadership, and sportsmanship, we applaud your business acumen and commitment to improving the lives of others through your generous support of medical research and student financial aid. The University of Michigan is pleased to welcome you back to campus and proudly presents to you the honorary degree, Doctor of Laws.
By the authority of the state of Michigan vested in the Board of Regents and by them delegated to me, I now confer upon you, Charles Woodson, the degree Doctor of Laws, and admit you to all its rights, honors, and privileges.
Hi, my name is Sarah Lebo. I'm from West Hartford, Connecticut, and I'm graduating from the College of Literature, Science, and the Arts with a major in gender and health and a minor in medical anthropology. I was honored to be the first student to declare a major in gender and health at the U of M. The 23 of us graduating with that major, which is the first of its kind in the nation, represent almost half of the 60 women's studies students graduating today. For me, Michigan has brought lots of memorable moments, many associated with food. Over the past 4 years, I have eaten approximately 4,383 meals. The first one I ate with my freshman hall in the back left corner of South Quad. I had Wendy's from the Union basement. I had Wendy's from the League basement. I ate close to 88 Welcome Wednesday bagels, and I am certain that free bagels taste better than bought ones. I watched Michigan basketball play for the national championship while eating handfuls of popped maize in Chrysler Arena. My friends and I had the Indian dinner buffet special at Suvai Palace 14 Mondays in a row, and BTB burritos in front of fishbowl computers at 1 a.m. I have had the spinach artichoke dip from Charlie's at least 7 times because it is fantastic, even if you have to put up with your roommates singing karaoke to Kesha while you eat. Thank you to the University of Michigan for every dinner conversation, every coffee date, every late night study snack. Congratulations, seniors. Eat your hearts out. Now, I am thrilled to introduce one of Michigan's most celebrated Wolverines, pro football legend and Heisman Trophy winner, Charles Woodson. Mr. Woodson, who led the Wolverines to a national football championship in 1997, played 18 seasons in the NFL. He continues to excel as a businessman, philanthropist, and ESPN analyst. Thank you for waiting your turn. Welcome home, Mr. Woodson.
I guess I got a little anxious. Man, class of 2018, give yourselves a round of applause. Congratulations to you all, to all of the parents, the friends and family, cousins, aunts, uncles. Give yourself a round of applause too. I know all of the parents are sitting in the audience today thinking, man, finally these kids can get out of my pockets. Before I get started, I wanted to ask each of you to raise your hand if you want to be great. Anybody want to be great? Good. I'll get back to that later. You know, when it was first announced that I would be the speaker today, a buddy of mine texted me and he said, man, I hear they have a pretty good speaker this year for commencement. And I said, well, I think they had 10 to 15 people lined up before me, but they couldn't get anybody confirmed, so I guess you guys are stuck with me. But look on the bright side. At least this year you have a speaker. Sorry, President, I'm sorry. But I would like to thank President Schlissel today, all of the regents, and all of your distinguished faculty for inviting me here today for this amazing opportunity. This is truly awesome, man, and I appreciate it. You know, I was asked to do this once before at another university, and you know, I had to respectfully decline. You know, and the reason was, you know, this is an awesome responsibility, and I wasn't ready for it. And that's partially correct. But the main reason is that I was holding out that maybe if there was ever a chance that my university would ask me to be the commencement speaker, that this would be the first place that I would do it. So I was holding out for you, class of 2018. I gotta admit today I'm a little bit nervous because, you know, not because of how many of you are out here. I mean, I did play in front of 106,000 people right here in this stadium, but because this is your moment. This is a moment that you guys will remember forever, and I want to be a positive part of those memories. When I was preparing for today's speech, I had to think back of, you know, what first attracted me to the University of Michigan. And initially it was, you know, my older brother. He was a huge Michigan fan, and he first made me aware of the maize and blue. But then, as I grew older, you know, I started to notice and, you know, become aware of different players and, of course, teams that were here at the University of Michigan that made me excited to be a Michigan fan. I remember a guy by the name of Tony Bowles. He was my favorite Michigan player. He was a running back here in the late 80s. You guys might not have heard of him because he suffered an injury here and his career was cut short, but tall, slender guy, packed a lot of power, and man, when he hit that open field, it was a thing of beauty. And then there was Desmond Howard. I know you guys remember Desmond. You remember that diving catch against Notre Dame? Nobody can forget that. But I got to give you guys some interesting parallels between me and Desmond Howard. Desmond is from Ohio. I'm from Ohio. Desmond left Ohio and came to Michigan. I left Ohio and came to Michigan. Desmond Howard ran a punt return down that sideline right there against you-know-who for a victory against you-know-who. And guess who else ran a punt return down that same sideline against you-know-who? Me. Desmond Howard also went on to win the Heisman Trophy. I also went on to win the Heisman Trophy. Desmond left here, played in the NFL. Desmond Howard played for the Oakland Raiders. Well, guess where I got drafted? I got drafted to the Oakland Raiders. Desmond Howard played for the Green Bay Packers. Desmond Howard won a Super Bowl with the Green Bay Packers. Go, Pack, go. I too played for the Green Bay Packers and went on to win a Super Bowl. Desmond Howard, when he left his NFL career, he went into television, and now he's one of the most respected college analysts that we know today. So naturally, what did I do when I left the NFL? I went into television. So I know that seems a little weird, but I guess there could be worse people to follow than yours truly, Desmond Howard. And then there's the Fab Five. You guys know the Fab Five: Jimmy, Jalen, Jawan, Ray, and Chris. You know, they were the greatest, collection of talent that we had seen. Those guys had swagger oozing out of their veins, man, and they changed the culture. I remember protesting a call in my home at one of their games, and we had a low-hanging divide between our living room and our kitchen, and I jumped and hit my head, man, and almost knocked myself out, so I had to sit down for the rest of the game. So as you can see, I've been giving up my body for Michigan long before I ever got here. Once you get here, you get to witness, the tradition of Michigan. And it is an awesome place to be. But I believe that when you leave here, that's the time where you're really going to appreciate your time being here. You're going to start to notice people that went here, and you're just going to start beaming with pride that that person went to Michigan. You take people like Dr. Sanjay Gupta. You watch him on TV, he's one of the most respected medical minds that we know today. Right now, as we speak, he's fighting for the legalization of medical marijuana to combat seizures and other health issues. And I say to myself, he went to Michigan. We have any Star Wars fans in here? Just think that the king of Zamunda, and you have to watch Coming to America to know who that is, and the voice of Darth Vader are the same person. Luke, I am your father. Yes, James Earl Jones. He went right here at Michigan. Just a couple of weeks ago, I was here. I was being inducted into the Michigan Hall of Honor with other great Michigan athletes, and I found out that up until a couple of weeks ago, that the last American woman to win the Boston Marathon, Lisa Rainsberger, she went right here to Michigan. So there's going to be many examples out there once you guys leave here that you'll find, and you'll beat your chest with pride knowing that that person went to the same school as you. Now, I have something that's been on my mind that I have to tell you guys. You know, I talked about Desmond and myself running down that sideline to victory against you-know-who, and you know what? You guys haven't experienced that feeling very much against that school, and it hurts my heart. It really does, it really does. So I'm telling you here today that in 212 days from now, your Michigan Wolverine team will go down to Columbus, march into that stadium, and we will beat you-know-who to bring that familiar feeling of victory back to the University of Michigan again. But that's not all, that's not all, that's not all. We're gonna come back to Michigan and we're gonna build a big, beautiful wall on the southern border of Michigan and Ohio so that none of those bad people from Ohio can ever get into Michigan again. Wait. Hold on. Now, if we built the wall between Michigan and Ohio, then that means me or Desmond wouldn't have been able to come here. All right, scratch that. We won't do that. And don't worry, this isn't a political speech, but you get my point. You know, my message today to you guys is about help. And it's about giving and receiving help. You know, I grew up in a small, tight-knit community in Fremont, Ohio, to a single mother of 3. Now, when you say single mother, it's always inferred that that person did it by themselves. But that's not possible. Nobody can ever do everything by themselves. We all need help. And sometimes the help comes from places that you don't know, and you may not even recognize that help. So I have an interesting story from my childhood that I'd like to share with you today that kind of embodies that dynamic. When I was born with club feet. So my feet were growing inward. And my mother, she noticed, took me to the doctors, and that was the diagnosis. Doctor, let my mother know that, as long as we take care of it now, it won't be a problem. We caught it early, so he'll be fine. But I had to wear these corrective shoes that, had my feet fixed outwards. And there was a bar in between those 2 shoes. And so you can imagine, I couldn't move around very well. And so my brother tells me that when we would be at home, him and my sister running around, playing, I would sit there and I'd be crying because I couldn't get up, I couldn't move, I couldn't join them. So what he would do is he would begin to come, grab me, and he would drag me around the house just to be around my brother and my sister. But I was always crying, always fussing, because I can imagine that, as a kid, I want to get up, I want to do it myself, but I wasn't able to do it. And so that continued for some time, and he said one day, when he came to grab me, he saw a smile on my face. And so I'm thinking in my tiny little brain that all of a sudden I had to think to myself, you know what? My brother is actually helping me. It's not about me not being able to get up and move around by myself. I have somebody here that is willing to help me get to where I need to go. And just imagine for my brother, who was grabbing me all of these times and I'm sitting there crying and fussing, it's a hassle. But now he has somebody that's willing to help him help me. And so that went on for some time, and I feel like for you guys going forward in your life, you're gonna be one of those 2 people. You're gonna be that child that's sitting there crying mad about not being able to do something or wanting to do something and figure that you need to do it by yourself, but you're not able to do it. You need a helping hand. And then you're going to be that older brother who's going to continue to reach down and try to reach out to you and try to help someone along the way. And then finally one day, you're going to reach down and you're going to see that smile. And it's going to be a feeling like you'll never forget. The fact that you've been able to help someone get on their feet. Earlier this month, there was the anniversary of the assassination of one of the great givers of our time, Dr. Martin Luther King. Now, during the day of that remembrance, there was videos and images of, horrible atrocities against people. And most of those people look like me. And for Dr. King cared about people. And he gave his time, he gave his energy, and ultimately, Dr. King gave his life. But those things that were happening to people, it never stopped him from trying to help others. He helped people he knew, he helped people that he didn't know. And that's because of one major quality that I believe that he had, that I hope all of you have as you go through your life. So if I asked you all today to look around and tell me who you see, you would tell me, I'm sure, that you see myself up here, your commencement speaker, you see your president, you see the faculty, you look around, you see your classmates, your parents in the stands. And that's the obvious answer, and it's the right answer. But I'm gonna ask you to look at it in even more simpler terms. When you look around, I don't want you to see black, white, Asian. I don't want you to wonder if a person is Democrat or Republican, gay or straight. When you look around, I just want you to simply see human beings. Nothing more, nothing less. And I guarantee you, if you can begin to see people that way, just as human beings, you'll begin to treat them a little different. You'll begin to understand their points of views. So today, from now on, if you wake up in the morning and you see yourself only as a human being, you'll even begin to respect yourself a little bit more. So today I'm asking you, I'm begging you, do not carry the hate forward. My wife is begging you, don't carry the hate forward. My two boys who have to grow up in this world are begging you, don't carry the hate forward, but carry forward that spirit of helping others. As I end today, I want to leave you guys with one of my favorite quotes of all time by Bruce Lee. You've heard of Bruce Lee. But I feel like as you guys go through life, if you're able to step back and analyze each situation, I believe you guys will be able to get through anything. And so I'm going to ask you guys to close your eyes, because I feel like if you can visualize it and hear the words, you'll be able to see exactly what I'm talking about. Be like water, making its way through cracks. Do not be assertive, but adjust to the object, and you should find your way around it or through it. If nothing within you stays rigid, outside things will disclose themselves. Empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. If you put water into a cup, it becomes that cup. If you put water into a bottle, it becomes that bottle. If you put water into a teapot, it becomes that teapot. Now water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friends. So class of 2018, as I leave you today, I ask that you see me as I see you, and that is as a human being. I now grant you permission to be great. And as always, go blue.
So when he first gave me a hard time about the graduation speaker last year, I almost threw a flag, a personal foul. But after hearing that fantastic speech, I picked up the flag. Let's give Charles another big round of applause. So now we move on to confer undergraduate degrees and to recognize the graduates. I'm extremely proud of the class of 2018. We'll now publicly recognize candidates for baccalaureate degrees in the schools and colleges of the university. The graduating classes will be presented by their respective deans or dean's representatives in the order of the founding of the schools and colleges. Dean Andrew D. Martin will begin by presenting the candidates from the College of Literature, Science, and the Arts. Dean Martin.
Will the candidates for the degrees offered by the faculty of the College of Literature, Science, and the Arts please rise? Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Literature, Science, and the Arts, I present the candidates.
On behalf of the Board of Regents of the University of Michigan, congratulations on your graduation. Please be seated. Dean Lori K. McCauley, Dean of the School of Dentistry.
Will the candidates for the degrees offered by the faculty of the School of Dentistry please rise? Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Dentistry, I present the candidates.
On behalf of the Board of Regents of the University of Michigan, congratulations on your graduation. Please be seated. James Dalton, Dean of the College of Pharmacy.
Will the candidates for the degrees offered by the faculty of the College of Pharmacy please rise? Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Pharmacy, I present the candidates.
On behalf of the Board of Regents of the University of Michigan, congratulations on your graduation. Please be seated. Dean Alec D. Gallimore, the Robert J. Vlasic Dean of Engineering, the College of Engineering.
Will the candidates for the degrees offered by the faculty of the College of Engineering please rise? Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Engineering, I present the candidates.
On behalf of the Board of Regents of the University of Michigan, congratulations on your graduation. Please be seated. Jonathan Massey, Dean of the A. Alfred Talman College of Architecture and Urban Planning.
Candidates for the degrees offered by the faculty of the A. Alfred Talman College of Architecture and Urban Planning, please rise. There you are. Mr. President, on behalf of the Talman College faculty, I present these candidates.
On behalf of the Board of Regents of the University of Michigan, congratulations on your graduation. Please be seated. Elizabeth Burr Moji, Dean of the School of Education.
Will the candidates for the degrees offered by the faculty of the School of Education please rise? Yeah. Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Education, I present our candidates.
On behalf of the Board of Regents of the University of Michigan, congratulations on your graduation. Please be seated. Scott DeRue, the Edward J. Fry Dean of Business of the Stephen M. Ross School of Business.
Will the candidates for the degrees offered by the faculty of the Stephen M. Ross School of Business please rise? Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the Stephen M. Ross School of Business, I present to you the candidates.
On behalf of the Board of Regents of the University of Michigan, congratulations on your graduation. Please be seated. Jonathan Overpeck, the Samuel A. Graham Dean of the School for Environment and Sustainability.
Will the candidates for the degree offered by the faculty of the School for Environment and Sustainability please rise? Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the School for Environment and Sustainability, I present the candidates.
On behalf of the Board of Regents of the University of Michigan, congratulations on your graduation. Please be seated. Melanie Lynn Racine, Interim Dean, School of Music, Theater, and Dance.
Will the candidates for the degrees offered by the faculty of the School of Music, Theater, and Dance please rise? Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Music, Theater, and Dance, I present our candidates.
On behalf of the Board of Regents of the University of Michigan, congratulations on your graduation. Please be seated. Patricia D. Hearn, Dean, School of Nursing.
All right. Will the candidates for the degrees offered by the faculty of the School of Nursing please rise? Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Nursing, I present these candidates.
On behalf of the Board of Regents of the University of Michigan, congratulations on your graduation. Please be seated. Thomas A. Finholt, Dean, School of Information.
Will the candidates for the degrees offered by the faculty of the School of Information please rise? Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Information, I present the candidates.
On behalf of the Board of Regents of the University of Michigan, congratulations on your graduation. Please be seated. Guna Nadarajan, Dean, Penny W. Stamp School of Art and Design.
Will the candidates for the degrees offered by the faculty of the Penny W. Stamp School of Art and Design please rise? Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the Penny W. Stamp School of Art and Design, I present the candidates.
On behalf of the Board of Regents of the University of Michigan, congratulations on your graduation. Please be seated. Lori Plout Snyder, Dean, the School of Kinesiology.
Will the candidates for the degrees offered by the faculty of the School of Kinesiology please rise? Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Kinesiology, I present the candidates.
On behalf of the Board of Regents of the University of Michigan, congratulations on your graduation. Please be seated. Michael Barr, the Joan and Sanford Weill Dean of Public Policy, the Gerald R. Ford School of Public Policy.
Will the candidates for the degrees offered by the faculty of the Gerald R. Ford School of Public Policy please rise? Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the Gerald R. Ford School of Public Policy, I present the candidates.
On behalf of the Board of Regents of the University of Michigan, congratulations on your graduation. Please be seated. I'd like to recognize candidates for graduate degrees whose degrees are being conferred at other programs. Will these graduates or candidates please rise? Congratulations on this achievement. Will all of the graduates presented today please rise? Will the regents and deans and officers, the faculty, and all others on the platform please rise? Will all of the family members and invited guests who share in the recognition of these graduates presented today please all rise? I now welcome our graduates to the community of scholars. We look forward to benefiting from the contributions your education has prepared you to make in the world. Congratulations. Now, please everybody be seated.
Okay, we're almost done here. Hi, everybody. I'm Ellen Agress. I'm chair of the Alumni Association, and on behalf of the association, you are now alumni, so congratulations. Congratulations on your degree and your achievement, and welcome to the family of over 580,000 Wolverine alumni around the world. I sat in this stadium 50 years ago when I graduated from Michigan, and again 18 years ago when my daughter graduated, and just a few weeks ago, I sat with my daughter at Madison Square Garden, which was packed with cheering alumni and their families to watch our team win the Big Ten basketball championship. That's the kind of alumni tradition and bond that you're inheriting, and that few, if any, other institutions can enjoy. The University of Michigan is admired across the country and around the world, in large part because of what you and the students and graduates before you have accomplished and will accomplish during your lives. As professionals, as leaders, as members of your communities, as teachers, friends, and parents, you worked hard to earn your degrees, and now the mark you make with what you learned will continue to burnish the reputation of this great university. The Alumni Association is here to support your future endeavors and interests by providing you with ways to make connections and form communities, and with opportunities to increase your professional and personal success. I know the class of 2018 will continue Michigan's proud achievements and traditions, just as 200 years worth of past graduates have done before you. So again, congratulations, welcome to the Alumni Association, and go Blue!
As our ceremony concludes, I want to thank our student musicians and speakers for their contributions to this morning's celebration. Graduates, that's right, I said it, graduates. We thank you for enriching our campus. With pride and pleasure, we look forward to the contributions you will make to the world. Our commencement will conclude with the singing of the victors. Immediately following the final chorus, the platform party will lead the recessional march that officially closes the program. We ask that the graduates and audience remain in your seats until the recessional of the platform party and the faculty is complete. Thank you all, and go blue.
Thank you.